Do you want to lose weight and you just don't quite know how? You've tried paleo and vegan, intermittent fasting, one meal a day. You've tried it all, and none of it seems to stick. And that's because none of these are sustainable diets. They don't change the way you look at food, they don't change your relationship with food. Food and health and your body are all the sum total of your habits. That's where Fat Loss Habits by Ben Carpenter comes in. It's a great book. It covers all of the details on the habits that make up a sustainable, healthy diet, no matter your size. The main thrust is that any diet can work as long as you're paying attention to what you eat. This book is broken up into three sections. One that covers kind of the basics of fat loss. There's calories in, calories out, and how that's a lot more complicated than that simple statement seems to make it. All the different styles of diets, keto, paleo, whatever, and how each of them can work for some people if it is sustainable for their lifestyle. At the end of this section, he gives you a self-assessment, and this self-assessment, as long as you're truthful to yourself, will give you the data that you need in order to implement one or more of the 13 habits that he covers. The second section is just the 13 habits, and we'll get into like what those are. If you want my take on 8 of them, which I created before this book was even out, you can just check out this video here. But then he covers in the last section the things that sabotage you. Emotional eating, how you regulate your emotion through food, your environment, both in your home as well as where you live. Do you live in a food desert, or do you live within walking distance of a farmer's market that happens twice a week? All of these things can play into your body. The other part of it is there is no black and white thinking when it comes to habits and health and nutrition. It isn't, I have to be completely strict on this diet or I'm going to fail, or I am a failure. No. There's shades of gray all in that. Have a donut in the morning, but that's okay. Focus on vegetables in the evening. All of those kind of habits, all of those changes to the way that you think about food will lead to long-term habits, long-term changes to the way that you relate to food. So I'm going to go over the 13 habits really quickly. We want to prioritize nutritious, low energy density foods. So think of those as fruits and vegetables, and things that are very nutritious. So whole, minimally processed foods. Now, if that's within your budget. There's always ways that you can add extra vegetables. Frozen vegetables are a great option for that. And then the next habit is to be mindful of extra dietary fat. Low fat or no fat Greek yogurt, still almost as good as full fat yogurt for you. And it's lower calorie, lower density. Prioritize lower calorie drinks. If you drink soda every day, switch to diet soda. Yes, there is artificial and non-nutritive sweeteners in diet sodas, but that's okay too. All of those things in moderation. You know, gold level is like drink water, but also water can get boring. Throw some electrolytes in there. That helps. As long as you're not getting too much sodium. Exercise more, but only to a point. We do not need to be spending 8 to 10 hours a week in the gym if that doesn't speak to you. Find other ways of moving. Walk to work. Find a hobby that has you moving. Garden. Go ride your bike. Join a sports club of some sort. Go for a hiking club. Right? Join a community where it makes moving more fun, exercise more fun. And this leads into increasing your lifestyle activity. So this is like taking the stairs, parking further away from the door. Stop the elements of convenience when it comes to movement. If a thing is less than a mile away, maybe walk to it if you have the time to do it. If it's a little bit further away and you have a bike to it. Maybe skateboard. It doesn't really matter as long as you're moving. Exercise snacks. So you do not need to be 3 hours in the gym, right? Like, okay, if you're on a phone call, pace. Or do some body weight squats, things that you can just do on a constant, ongoing basis throughout the day. Next up is adequate sleep. None of us get enough of it. Try to shoot for 7 to 8 hours if you can. My body doesn't allow me to. I get maybe 4 to 5, 6, just because of my insomnia. If I get 6, I feel great. And on the rare occasion where I get 8, holy crap, that is just like an amazing day. And I am super here for it. And I am super happy on those days. They happen maybe about once a month. The other thing is adequate protein. But what adequate protein means for you is completely different for what it means to me. I lift weights because I enjoy lifting weights. It's part of my mental health routine. Being able to overcome those challenges really helps set up my neurochemistry in order to be able to tackle my day. So I do that first thing in the morning and I lift heavy. So my protein goals, my protein needs are much higher than somebody who doesn't do that. And that's okay. And like we covered before, eating without distractions is great. It allows you to focus and savor the food that you eat. And that allows you to slow down your eating. And slowing down your eating is a great way of giving your body time to listen to those fullness signals so that you don't overeat. And so they eat the amount that your body actually wants. Like I alluded to earlier, your immediate food environment. That's something that you can control. What food is in your house at this very moment? Are they processed foods that are high energy density foods like chips or candy? Get that shit out of there. Bring vegetables for your snacks. Hummus and celery, great snack to have. You want to make sure that your eating patterns are regular. So, what that means is not wildly varying from day to day. You want to have the same, not the same food, but like the same cadence. Like it just helps habituate yourself to these patterns and knowing that like this is the time that I am going to get food. It also helps you break down snacking. That's kind of the last habit. I think that was 13 of them. I don't remember. But there's a lot of really good things about this book. The book is so straightforward with its advice on focusing on improving your health. Yes, it is fat loss habits, but it really is about having health in your life and ways of improving your health. It's all actionable things that you can do now, today. Do it. Like you can step outside after picking up this book and reading it, do the self assessment, and have a concrete action for what are you going to do in this next moment. And I love that about a book. It doesn't give you a full plan. It is not prescriptive by any means. It gives you the tools that you need in order to find what works for your life. It is not easy. It is simple, but not easy. These habits don't take a lot to actually try to start implementing, and they definitely don't take a lot to understand. They're very straightforward. But you have to do the work. You have to track your habit, track how well you're doing, figure out what's derailing you, and work on that. It is work. It is not going to be easy, but it is straightforward and simple. One thing about this book is that it is a beginner book. If you've done a lot of reading, there's a lot of redundant information in there. Like I skimmed through a lot of it because I've done a lot of study on nutrition over the past 20 years. And this book basically distills everything that I kind of came up with on my own and through my study and through my understanding of what works for me and what doesn't work for me. And while, yeah, I'm not perfect, I don't implement all of these things, I definitely continue to eat distracted. There's things that in this for everyone, even though it's a beginner book. So I would recommend picking it up if you are struggling with fat loss and keeping it off or even just wanting to improve your health through habits. Like I said, I did do 8 simple habits at the beginning of the year. You can click this playlist here, which will cover each of those 8. Down below, you'll see links. There's 2 links, one to bookshop.org. If you like independent books, independent bookstores, and you want to support independent bookstores, use bookshop.org. And I don't get any kickback from that. I just think that's a really good deal, and I love my local bookstore. So if you want to do that. If you want to give me a little bit of a kickback, there is an affiliate link to Amazon. You can buy it on Kindle. You can buy it hard copy, whatever. It gives me a little bit of cash, but it's not really worth it. I'd rather have the book in your hands and support a local bookstore. So if you can, use bookshop.org. If you feel generous and feel like contributing, great. No pressure there. Anyway, so that's Fat Loss Habits by Ben Carpenter. I love this book. I think this is a book that I really wish I had whenever I was starting my journey when I was 28, like 20 years ago. And yeah, so hopefully you like it. Pick up a copy. I'd love to hear what you think about it in the comments below. If you did read it and you do enjoy it, please leave a comment below. I love hearing from y'all. And, if you like it, subscribe if you're not already subscribed. And I will see you in the next one. Love you.